Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we have another video. We are going to be setting up our savings tracker for the month of October. The planner that I have with me is my Erin Condren monthly planner. This is the one that I've been using for the whole year of 2023. I will also be using this for the year of 2024 as well. The sheet that I have here is from my Etsy shop. This is the October design one, and this is for the savings tracker sheets. I have all of these other spreads. I'm almost done. I think I only have like a couple more to set up with you guys, but all of these I just set up with you guys in all of my previous videos. For our budgets, we are budgeting for a family of 5, and I am currently pregnant with another one on the way. We are zero-based budgeters, we are cashless budgeters, and we try to do everything electronically. So these are the spreads that I like to utilize to be able to make sure that we have all of our budget numbers, our checking accounts, everything are balanced correctly. And this has just been what's working for me. I used to use an Excel sheet, but honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to go back. I absolutely love using stickers and being able to customize things, making it so pretty and appealing to look at. But let's go ahead and flip to this page. This is where I usually put our savings tracker right next to our dashboard for the month. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. I don't think I'm missing anything, but this video might be a little bit longer because I do have a lot of changes that I want to talk to you guys about. And changes in a sense where like we have some categories that are no longer there. We are going to have some I have some plans to move some of the categories around, and I also want to talk about and catch up with you guys about our savings tracker that we were using. I am still going to be using that same savings tracker for the rest of the year, but I did want to at least give you guys an update on how it went and what happened to the money that was in there. So let me just lay down this script, and then for the savings tracker, this is to track our savings account. This specific savings account is separate from our one that is in our main bank account. This one is a high yield savings account and is at a different institution. This one is at Ally Bank. And the main reason why I really like them is because they have a feature with like buckets that you can separate out your funds without opening up multiple savings accounts. We do have a savings account with our main bank account, and I don't know how, but it became a high yield savings account at like 4.3%, which I'm not complaining about, but it used to be like not that much. It used to be like maybe 0.01 or something. It used to be very, very low. And this was our one that was always at like 4 point something percent for interest. Yeah, I ended up calling the institution. They don't know how it got switched, which is kind of a red flag if I really think about it. But at the same time, like at least it was for a high yield savings. There's no penalty or anything either, no balance I have to keep either. So it just became a high yield savings. It was like the weirdest thing. But anyway, so let's talk about this one. I always don't know like where to line this up to. I think this line is okay. So let me just put this, I'm just gonna put this strip down there. And I just like to have a little bit of leeway in here, so if we do have a lot of transactions from our savings, which usually it only has to do with adding money and adding funds into this account, because I really don't like touching our savings accounts. This is our long-term savings, so I really do try not to touch this like ever unless it has to do with like an emergency, a large emergency, or we have like a planned large purchase, large vacation, like something like that along the lines. But otherwise, I really do try not to touch this account at all. And then I'm going to lay down these thin washies just to separate out, because I do like to keep track of the different buckets and categories as well. You definitely don't need to have this same bank account in order to separate out your categories. It's just if you do decide to have separate categories, I would add them up, and then that would be your amount that you would need to make sure you have in that account, that savings account. But I do like to kind of organize it a bit more in a sense where I have specific categories for things that I'm trying to achieve, and everything is housed in this gigantic long-term savings account so I can collect interest. I don't touch it, I don't see it, I just let it grow on the side. I know a lot of individuals would prefer to invest funds and invest money, but I'm really like a low risk taker. The most I've ever done was I've invested into S&P 500 for like a few, how long was it? I don't know. I think it was maybe for like half a year to a year, and then we ended up pulling out. Okay, I have to shift everything up real quick because I didn't leave enough space. All right, there we go. Because I like to have 8 dots at the bottom. I feel like I haven't done this in so many months. I'm like forgetting the flow of things, of how I used to lay things down. I think I used to put the dots down first so I didn't have to really like think about or count how many lines I needed. But anyway, I like to have 8 dots here, and I'm just using some of the older dots from some of the other sheets, because these sheets do come with some of the dots. Same with the variable sheets, the variable income sheets. So I'm just using these, and the reason why I like to have these dots is because this is just how I organize them. Definitely don't need it, but since I have them, I like to just put them here. I like the way that it looks. But that sheet is also done. So I'm going to put the lines in real quick, and then we'll go ahead and fill this out. Okay, so this is the savings tracker. The lines are a little slanted because my book was slanted. I didn't realize. But for this spread here, we have the different categories. We have the date of when the date our transaction was completed. We have the accounts. I used to have multiple savings accounts with different institutions, but now I kind of just stuck everything with Ally because they have the different buckets. Since I don't have different saving accounts or investment accounts or anything, I just kind of separated out where the different categories, I list the category in here, and that is the account or the bucket. Then the amount that I transferred in or transferred out, the description or notes, and then whatever that ending is for what that account has left over or what that bucket is supposed to have left over. So let's go ahead and talk about the different categories that I have. So the first one is our emergencies. You guys might remember that I used to have different categories for Saveopoly, but since I have not used Saveopoly and I withdrew all the funds from Saveopoly to pay some of the student loans, I don't have a Saveopoly bucket anymore. So the first bucket that I have is actually going to be for emergencies. And if you guys remember, for our emergencies, the goal was $12,500. And the reason why it was $12,500 is because when we set up our emergency fund for the year of 2023, we goaled ourselves to save roughly 3 months worth of emergency funds. I would prefer to have 6 months of emergency funds, but 6 months of emergency funds was definitely very intimidating for us. So I just wanted to take it easy and just try to have us save 3 months worth so we could focus on paying down our student loans too, but still be able to achieve this, because I didn't want to have a goal for something and if we didn't achieve it, then I just didn't want us to feel bad about it. So I'm very proud to know that we have saved 3 months worth of emergencies. We're $40 short, but that's because we rounded down to $12,500, but we did save this whole amount, so we have 3 months worth of emergencies. And then if you guys are curious about these spreads in the back, I did set these up with you guys at the beginning of the year for 2023, and I'm hoping to be able to set them up again with you guys for the year 2024, but that won't be until later in the year. I like to have this set where I have the name of the bucket, the goal that I'm aiming for, and then what percent it's at, and then the amount in there is currently $12,500. For Ally, there's a feature on there where it tells you that the percentages in the buckets, but of course if you guys don't have Ally but you still want to separate it out, you could just manually just calculate the percentage, or don't even include the percentage in there. I just like to see it. It just makes me feel good to see accomplishments like that for our savings. Next, we have a category for Bean in here. I used to share this amount, and there's no goal for this because it's just an ongoing savings account for her. So I'm just gonna put NA for the goal. So that means NA for the percentage too, since the amount is just ongoing until whenever. It's just an ongoing savings account for her. But I used to share this amount with you guys, but I decided to no longer share this on camera, just because I want to keep her account private. I'm actually planning on opening up another savings account with Ally. There's really no minimums or penalties or anything like that either, so I do actually want to open up another account just to move her whole entire amount over into that separate savings account, because anytime we get funds for her birthday, like for her 1-year birthday, we got red envelopes from our family, so all of that went into here too. I just want her money to be separated, and when we have Belle come out too, which is our nickname for our second baby, Bean is our nickname for our first baby. When Belle comes out, I also want to have her funds separated into a different separate account too. It's just easier for me since I don't really like seeing the money in there that's like not, it's not that it's not touchable, but in our minds I want it to not be touchable because I want to keep it as hers. So I plan on just having a separate account for her. So this might no longer be a part of this next month maybe, but that is her category. Next, we have our home category. This account used to be, or this bucket used to be specifically for home maintenance things, because I just hear horror stories of like having to replace a bunch of things for your home, and it could cost thousands upon thousands of dollars, and it like freaked me out and I wanted to start saving for it. But for this category, I decided to just keep it at the $15,000 goal, but have this also be our work towards a new home. If you guys have watched me set up our savings inserts for a new house, this was like a while back, but we did set up the different amounts for our down payments. We went through like how much we would need for moving expenses and cushions and stuff in a older video. I am planning on using this as that as well, to kind of house the funds that we'll need for a down payment or for a new home or anything like that. This is just really rough right now. I'm just leaving it as is, but as time goes on, there'll probably be more adjustments made to this. But for right now, this was not really touched over the last few months. So it's still at 13%, and the amount in here is still at $2,000. I do apologize, guys. My voice is still cracking because I'm still a little sick. But the next category after this we have is pups, and this is for emergencies, for any medical bills or anything that happens. But the goal for this was $1,500, and this was achieved at 100%. I think this was already achieved for like quite some time now, but the amount in there is 1,500. So that is also at 100%. Next, our category we have is vehicles. We used to have a goal in here for like 25,000, and the primary reason for that, I talked about before, is because we have horrible experiences with used cars, and just a new car is definitely where we want to go. But right now everything's so expensive. Cars are so expensive, like interest is so expensive. I don't see us getting a new car anytime soon. Like it's not going to be for quite a bit of time. But I ended up deciding to just lower this to 10,000 because like 25 is not really realistic as a down payment. And the primary reason why I had it so high is because I didn't want our monthly payments to be hundreds of dollars, because that amount scares me. Because if we don't put a high down payment down, then monthly payments are like $400, $500, and it just really frightens me. But for right now, I'm just leaving it as 10,000, and just whatever it is that's more realistic for us to purchase a vehicle and or even look or consider, then we'll probably adjust this number. But we're currently at 25% of this. The amount in here is at $2,500. Next, we have vacations. For this one, our goal is to have $5,000 in here. I would hope to take like a big family vacation. Like we've been wanting to go to Disney World for like the longest time, but we just never go. We haven't gotten around to it. But for right now, it's at 30%. So the amount in here is $1,500. But we'll continue working towards saving for it. I know that my husband's family is planning on having a family vacation sometime next year too. It shouldn't be 5,000, at least I hope not. It's probably going to be somewhere local that we can just drive to, so there's no need for an airplane or anything like that. But we'll see when it gets closer to the time and we know what the destination is. But for right now, there is $1,500 in there. And then last but not least, we have our other. And for this other category, I've always kept this private because this other category incorporates other buckets that I don't quite want to share online, and it has to do with like our core account too and other things I just want to keep private to ourselves. But I do want to at least have it in here because I do want to have that notated in here because it has to do with our final full amount that is in our savings. I used to have all 8 categories, but again, we don't have Saveopoly anymore, so that is going to be blank. But that is actually all of the buckets that we have. So for example, up here, I'll end up writing a line when we do our pre-balancing video because I do have to balance out our checking accounts for the month. And if you guys have watched my budget video, you guys will know that I have allocated $100 to be transferred to Ally. So when that money is transferred, that $100, I just put it here for now so you guys can see it, but I'll put the dates, I'll put which account or bucket I want to put it into. And if I don't want to put it into a bucket, I'll probably just write core, so it'll just go into that fulfillment of the other categories. And I'll fill out the rest of this on camera with you guys whenever it is that we do that video. But that is what our savings tracker looks like so far, and I'm really excited to be getting back on top of things. But let's see, the last thing that I wanted to also catch up with you guys on is for our savings tracker. I did want to talk to you guys about the savings tracker that we used to use before we fell off of it. If you guys remember, in the month of June, I did start using these cash collect inserts. And this is to save $1,000 on this side and then $2,000 on this side as well. I so far saved $300 and I just never went back to this. Actually, the money is still floating in my savings accounts and I have not even touched it. This was supposed to be for our daughter's first year dinner expenses. Like, we ended up just pulling it from our main savings account because I just fell off of savings, so we had to end up pulling from our savings accounts, our core savings. But we have $300 and I'm going to continue using this every single weekly check-in with you guys. And just to talk about it real quick in case this is your first time seeing it, for these inserts, these are in my Etsy shop. For these inserts, every time that these are all colored in, one of these jars will be colored. So I kind of decided to color coordinate it because I wanted to see if I could put all 5 colors here. But normally the idea was to use a Sharpie marker, like every time you say 5, 10, 15, 20, $25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, $200, everything would be colored, and then you could color in one of the jars, use a alcohol pad and wipe it all down and do it again. And then $200, $400, $600, $800, $1,000. So once this is completed 5 times, $1,000 would have been saved. But I wanted to try to color it for 5 different colors, so you guys can see that I did save $200 the first time. So I colored it pink, and then I start using this lavender periwinkle color to color another small section. I saved only $100 so far, but once I colored in the remaining 100, I would have colored it that periwinkle blue color, and I probably would have did like another color and then another color, like just multiple different colors. I was just playing around because I wanted to see what it looked like all colored in different colors, like a rainbow. But that is what I was doing with this cash collect tracker for savings. And then I was going to complete the $2,000 one as well, so I would have a total of $3,000. But again, I kind of just fell off of budgeting, unfortunately. I wanted to just talk about this with you guys real quick. And then for the debt trackers, I definitely have updates for these too, but these will be in my debt payoff or debt payment video. That will be going up maybe later this month. I'm not entirely sure when, but I definitely have a lot of things to update you guys with since I have not been budgeting for the last few months. But that is actually all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if I forgot to mention anything or if there's any questions, definitely do feel free to let me know. I'll try my best to answer. If not in the comment, definitely in the next video. Yeah, thank you guys so much as always. I hope you guys have an amazing day and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!